What's up, everybody? How you guys doing today? We are going to have an awesome stream. I am super excited to present to you the Silver Excellence in Game Dev Awards Indie Showcase. Now, anybody that knows me knows that I am absolutely crazy about indie games, and especially the fine folks that are a part of the Georgia Game Developers Association, Indie Cluster, and SiegeCon, which is right around the corner. It is November 13th through 15th, so make sure that you mark your calendars for that. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the normal event that we have where we all get to see our favorite people, display some awesome games, hear some awesome panels in person, but we will have the opportunity to connect online. So if you haven't already, head over to siegecon.net. Let's see. There's a command in chat that's not working, so please look the other way. I've had my technical difficulties, but you can definitely head over there for some more information. All right, so tonight's showcase is presented by Indie Cluster and Siege. Indie Cluster, for those of you that don't know, specializes in promoting some, I know, right? Chat commands fail you every time, especially when you need them the most. Indie Cluster is, now virtual because it has to be. Games Booth, they travel, but right now they're doing a whole bunch of cool things online. So this is part of that. As I mentioned, there's about $1,500 on the line. It's not too late to enter. You can head over to siegecon.net for some more of that information. So the format for tonight is pretty simple, pretty casual, should be a good time. We're going to be displaying 4 different indie games this evening. And then we'll have time for each of the developers to talk through some of their design decisions, like how they went about making the game, any promotional links so that you guys can stay tuned in on what it is that they have to offer. And then we will have some time for some audience Q&A. So definitely get your questions ready. There's no such thing as a dumb question. So whether you're in the process of developing your own game and you want to know something particular about that from people who walk that path, or you're one of the judges for this awards showcase hanging out just to get a better sense of some of the contestants, drop your questions in chat. We're also taking some of the questions on, I believe, the GGDA Discord too. Andrew, the illustrious Andrew, is hanging out there to help me grab some of those. But yeah, it should be a really, really great evening. I'm super looking forward to it. Just a couple of announcements to get out the way. For those of you who don't subscribe to the GGDA newsletter, shame on you, first of all. Second of all, go subscribe now so that you can stay up to date on some of this cool stuff that's happening. All right, so there's a lot going on. So one, obviously, the Silv-E Indie Showcase leading up to the awards, which will be presented at Siege. Also, the Siege sessions have been announced. So go ahead over to siegecon.net to check out the awesome lineup of panelists and workshops and presentations that are going to go down November 13th through 15th virtually. So they're still finalizing some of the scheduling. But there will be a keynote by Will Wright, which is pretty awesome. I have no game dev experience, though I love you guys. Love you guys so much. But Will Wright did a masterclass, and I did that, and I was like, this is phenomenal. It's amazing. So I'm sure you all know who Will Wright is, but in case you don't, it's definitely worth coming to listen. He's amazing. There's a couple of other great presenters there. They'll be covering things like Unity, Unreal Engine, Twine Fusion, like all of those game engines. I like Twine. Twine's actually a favorite of mine. And all of those presentations will be live streamed on YouTube. So definitely make sure you head over to siegecon.net and stay up to date on all the cool things that are happening. So talking about opportunity and cool things, there's only, it's not a lot of money. It's only $4,000 worth of prizes at the Georgia Esports League / Pantherland tournament that's happening this weekend. So those of you that know and are from Georgia, Pantherland with Georgia State University, it's a pretty cool deal. I've been a couple of times. I've enjoyed myself immensely. Again, they're switching to a more virtual presentation this year, given that we all have to be safe and socially distanced. But that doesn't mean that there's still not opportunity. So it's a semi-annual Pantherland. It's sponsored by the GGDA's Georgia Esports League and the National Association of Collegiate Esports, two of my favorite organizations, and they're welcoming players from colleges and universities around the Southeast. So gameplay again has shifted to an entirely online format, but with $4,000, I mean, so definitely give it a shot. So some of the games include League of Legends, Overwatch, Smite, Paladins, Hearthstone, Tekken 7, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and you can't have a good proper tournament without it, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. So head over, Andrew just dropped the link in chat to check that opportunity out because it is amazing. As we continue down this line of more opportunity for all involved and tuned into this stream, we are going to talk about the Siege Investment Conference is open for applicants. So you'll present on the 13th, and it's one of the oldest investment conferences in the Southeast that focuses on video games and related industries. So if you need some know-how, if you need opportunity, if you need the ability to level up and walk away with, I don't know if I'm reading this number right. I think my glasses are fogged up. Yep, $1,000 for the best startup, which is amazing. So definitely go out and check out these opportunities. Again, they are all listed on siegecon.net. There is a lot out there for you to check out. So to round it all out, the last announcement that we have is that this is not, yes, still time to apply. It's not too late. Go get it. The last announcement that we have is that this is the first of a couple of showcases. So it's not too late to enter into the Silv-E Silver Excellence, in-game dev awards. And as different developers enter, we will be doing more of these showcases, to give the general public and the judges an idea of who has entered, since we cannot regrettably come and play these games in person. So that is enough of my prattling on. If there is any other announcements that GGDA members have to make, feel free to drop them in chat. But yeah, let's get this show started already. Right. All right. So first up, we have Pusha Mo, created by Ben Berg. We will be, if you are a Tetris fan, you might like this game, but to me, it's a little bit, not even a little bit, a lot more complex than that. So if you're a puzzle fan, if you love pushing things into order and then watching them go boom and disappear, this game is certainly for you. So let's go ahead and get Ben up and going.
I am Ben, or Bean, they, them of neurodiversion. I am here to tell you about this wonderful little game I'm working on called Pusha Mo. So this is a tile matching game in the vein of Tetris or Mixolumia. So these blocks will come in from the sides. You can wait for them to move around, it'll stop when they hit something, or you can just go ahead, take action, move it yourself. So there are all these blocks, and you try and clear them by pushing them into squares, and you earn points. So the difference here is that you control this little character in the space, instead of just controlling the blocks directly and moving them around like that. And this gives you a bit more control in some ways, because you can always move blocks after they've stopped. And you don't just instantly lose when blocks are outside. You have time to recover and push them back in. However, this also makes it more frantic in several ways, because if you mess up and there's a block outside, you almost immediately have to change gears to go and recover it. So you have to remain flexible. Uh, and then the as Kat said, there's a big focus on just making big clears to make exorbitant combos and explosions of particles, which makes it feel super satisfying. Uh, the frantic thing I mentioned a moment ago is doubly true once you get later in the game. So you start at level 1 normally, and once you get enough points, you level up, and that'll make shapes come faster and faster. Here I am at level 9, where blocks come a lot faster, and it makes it a lot harder to deal with. Uh, but that just makes it so much more satisfying when you're in a pinch and you get a clear, the clear that you need right to clear up a bunch of blocks before you're about to lose. Another thing I want to talk about is a big focus I have on creating diverse play modes. So those two are pretty stressful, but I also wanted to include some stuff for people who don't necessarily look for that kind of experience. So this one here, Zentless, is just an endless mode where it's always at the easiest level. So it's more relaxing and just kind of chill or tranquil experience. And to go with that, I also have these puzzle modes where you're just given a bunch of blocks, and your goal is to, depending on the mode you select, you either clear every single one of them, or just try to make the single biggest combo you can. So there's a bunch of modifiers you can get on the combos to get you more points, such as if any of the blocks are outside the zone when you're making clear, or if all of the blocks have the same shape or color. I also have a 2-player co-op mode, which is going to be hard to show off by myself, but if you're able if you have a friend you can have safely over, you can share the experience with them and try and get as many points as you can together with 2 blocks always coming around at once until you get overwhelmed. And then I also have this challenge scenario mode, which just introduces a lot of rules variations on the core mode. So, it changes stuff like, oh, maybe the grid size is a lot smaller now, or maybe now it's turn-based. So, another way that you can sort of just take your time and think about the moves you're making before they happen. Or one of my favorites is this one turns into a snake. So you have a trail that follows you, and whenever you make a clear, it gets bigger, and it's just an extension of you, but you can't wrap around it like you can't in Snake. So just a lot of different rules variations as that introduce little wrinkles or complications in your regular plan to add a whole lot of variety and longevity to the game. That's all I have for now, so if we want to go over the questions, let me hop over to the stream open and I can look at those.
Thank you so much, Ben, for presenting that. That's amazing. So, I have a couple of questions to get us started. That's impressive that you have so many diverse play modes. Why was that a priority for you in designing this game? That's pretty cool.
So, that it wasn't just a priority. I came up with some of the ideas for these alternate modes, and it was basically the entire reason I wanted to take the game further in the first place. I just thought these kind of twists on it were such cool ideas that led me to make everything else around it, basically. So really, the basic modes are just an tutorial to introduce all these crazy scenarios to play with.
That's fantastic. Okay, so we're going to field a couple of questions from the audience. So we have a question from Sean Dragon 123. What determines which block spawns? Is it predetermined or determined real time?
So there is so Tetris, if you know about that, kind of has a bag of each of the 7 blocks that gets refilled each time they're all drawn. So you draw them one at a time. You get all 7, and then you get all 7 again in a different order. This does something similar, where there's a bag of the 16 different blocks that are in this. There's more blocks because you can't rotate them, which means that this T here and this other T here are different shapes. But it's using the same bag system as that. So make sure you won't get the same piece just several times in a row when all you really need is just an L.
No, that's awesome. Thank you so much. All right, next question. This is a fun one. I like it. Mr. Yeager wants to know, what's your highest score?
My highest score. So, if we go back to arcade, I've the point. These 2 modes, you try and get 4,000 as fast as you can. It says my best is 7 seconds. That's a bit of cheating. My highest score, getting to 4,000, is I can pretty consistently do around 4 minutes with that. And just in endless mode, it's 0, but I've reset it lots of times. My highest score in endless is 6 or 7,000.
That's awesome. All right, so next question. Sean Dragon 123 wants to know if the game is publicly available.
Not yet. There is a demo that's available. If you go to link it in chat, beanborg.itch.io/Pusha Mo, there's a link there to a playtest build, and you can try it and give some feedback if you want to try and help improve it at the last minute.
Oh, that's an awesome opportunity. So go ahead and drop that link in chat for you right now for everybody that needs it. Okay, so we got time for a couple more questions. I love how they're flowing in. Keep them coming for all the other devs that are coming up afterwards. All right, so Andrew would like to know for you to talk about how you handled the online playtesting, how you decided what to test for, and how to promote it.
For online playtesting, so basically, I'm gonna pause for a second to try to think about this.
Sure.
So for the online playtesting, I started doing it every single week, and then it turned out I was mostly doing it on whatever stuff I was most recently working on. So the first one was specifically with the combo system. After that was something else. So mostly it's just been whatever I've been working on recently. But as I got towards the end, first of all, I couldn't sustain doing weekly playtest because things weren't changing that fast. But also, I wanted to test a lot of the systems that I wasn't as happy with, that maybe weren't as fleshed out as I think they could be. And then the final one, which you can play through that link, was just sort of a final pass over everything.
Good to know. Okay, so next question, probably the last one that we have for this segment, is what inspired the art direction for the game? Love the old school arcade look and feel.
Yes, so this, you may have noticed that you could probably count how many pixels there are in this. So part of that is, it's by design, so part of it is just because it looks really cool. And another big reason is I'm using this engine called Pico 8, which is a really fun toy where you can make games or other tools that have all these restrictions, such as the screen is only 128 by 128 pixels. All of these sprites are 8 by 8 pixels. the sound, you can only have 4 channels at once, and a lot of other similar ones. There's some stuff with code. Oh, I crashed. Don't worry about that. That won't be in the final game. And if you want to learn more about Pico 8, tune in at Siege. I'll be giving a talk uh, just all about Pico 8 and other fantasy consoles.
Oh, I like that. I have to check that out. I'm a sucker for a good pixel art game. It's amazing. Ace Roy Uno says looks very Atari, and I would have to agree with him. I love it. All right, last question from Andrew. Any plans for online leaderboards? That's always fun.
I do plan on having online leaderboards. I think it would be a fantastic feature. The one little wrinkle is that Pico 8 currently doesn't have online leaderboards, but it is in development, and as soon as they're available, I will have them in, and I'll do an update for that. And then we can finally find out who is the best at pushing. Because I know it won't be me.
Yeah. Oh, come on. You made the game. You have to be the best one at it.
Rarely ever are devs the best at their own work.
I love it. All right. So if people want to keep in touch with you or see how the game is progressing, what's the best way for them to do that?
So the best way is on Twitter at Neurodiversion. I've been posting daily updates since early in this month, which I found out is not as easy even when you have a bunch of them already planned out.
Nope, I can definitely agree with you there. That social stuff's what I do for a living, and it is not easy and often not fun, but we must carry on. All right, so Twitter Neurodiversions. The link to itch.io is in chat. Thank you so much, Ben, for presenting Pusha Mo. Really excited about this.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. All right. Cool beans. I love it. That was fantastic. What do y'all think? I am such a fan of puzzlers like that. It's about the only thing I'm good at. Because if it's anything multiplayer, I can't do it, fam. Can't do it. For those that are curious, Andrew just dropped Ben's Twitter in the chat. Yeah, Sean, I totally agree with you. Those leaderboards, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be at the bottom of them, but give it the good old try. All right, so moving right along through our programming today. Thanks so much, Ben, again for presenting Pusha Mo. We are coming up on a super true to life game. Actually, I don't know how many of y'all know Tamagotchis. Or did anybody have a Tamagotchi? I had one. I kind of want one again, just for old time's sake. Oh, I can take them off, I guess, if need be. Hold on. I'm going to have to squint a little bit, but, I don't want to blind anybody with my glasses glare. All right. So our next game up is Baby Adopter by X2 Line. So I'm gonna get them loaded up real quick. Thank you for all of your questions and your comments. This is lovely. All right, so here we go. And this game is developed again by X2 Line. All right. Okay. I'm really excited for Siege. I'm just sad that it's not in real life. All right, so we got in. Yes, we can hear you just fine. How's the audio level, folks? I know it was a little bit before. It was kind of low. Can you guys hear? Just want to check and see. Bit quiet. Okay. X2 Line, would you mind turning up your audio just a little bit? We want to make sure that everybody can hear you loud and clear.
My game is called Baby Adopter, and it's a babysitting game where you take care of a virtual child. When the game starts, the player chooses one of 8 babies. It is diverse, so there are girls and boys, and also different colors. Um, this is a Mac version of the game. It is available on App Store for Mac, and it is currently number 2 in role-playing games. The game is very simple. You choose a child, and then you need to take care of a child. You give food, and you take care of a child, and this is how you earn points. For example, we can give a child milk, and this is how we earn points. And also another way to earn points is take care of a child, do some care actions. For example, we can put a mask on a child. Now we can see that the baby is wearing a mask. This is how you earn points, and you spend points by buying items for rooms or game locations. For example, there is a baby room, playgrounds. For example, we can buy a slide, and the slide appears. So the goal of the game is to fill all the rooms with items. You buy them one by one. There are many game locations, and we need to buy items for each game location and fill it up with items. There are 11 game locations. So we buy items one by one. There are playroom, music room, bathroom. There is a fridge where we can buy food to fill up the fridge, so on. There is a camp where we can buy items for the camp. Family room, play center. There is zoo, and also we need there is zoo, garden, where we buy items for the garden, fill up the garden. Also, we need to buy all the available toys. For example, we have see the toys here. So the goal of the game, you earn points by feeding the baby, taking care of the baby, and you spend points by buying items for game locations and for and buy items for all the toys. You need to wait between the meals when you give food to the baby and between care actions. Meanwhile, while you wait, you can play mini games, and mini games allow you to earn points faster. So then you can spend points that you earn in the main game to buy items for the rooms. For example, one of the mini games is called Egg Match. It is a match 3 game where you need to complete 3 in a row, and each time you finish the level, each time you advance the level, you earn points, and these points are transferred to your main game, and then you can buy the items for the rooms. So now we complete each level of the egg match game has its own objective. Usually it is points. For example, you need to complete, this is your target points, this is the moves that you have, and this is what the number of points or eggshells of the eggs you have now. We are on level 2, and we scored until now 163 points. There are 125 levels for this mini game. For example, right now we completed the level, and we're now on level 3 of the game. So we earned some points, and these points we can see in the main game. Now we have 169. So it's another way to earn points faster, and also it is a way. It is a good time killer. Another mini game that I have here is called Freestyle. It is a card game, solitaire, that you play alone, and you need to complete a solitaire. For example, build up the card stacks. For example, we move cards. We need to start with A until King, and complete 4 stacks of the cards. And we can move alternate colors, and the cards that are moved here should be alternate color and one rank lower than the card that will move the card. For example, here we have King, Queen, and J, and so on. And this is like a free stack that we can use to move cards temporarily here and back. This is how we, and also once we complete the stacks,
Hmm.
we complete the game and we advance to the next level.
That's awesome.
And we also get points once we complete the solitaire each time. So it's
Okay.
like 2 mini games that help us earn points faster and in the main game.
That's awesome. I love it. Like, I always love like mini games kind of driving like another kind of game that's happening where you're caring for something or you're trying to meet objectives. That's great. And the Mass Baby, I that is too cute. Timely and too cute. That's awesome. So let's head over to some questions from chat. So, just curious, how many platforms is this game on right now?
This game was just released like 10 days ago on Mac. It is a native Mac version, and it is on App Store for Mac. But it was already available on mobile, on iOS and Android for quite some time.
Okay.
But the Mac version is like new. It's just launched. It was just launched maybe 10 days ago.
Mm,
But it was already available on mobile platforms and
okay.
on some of the web platforms, HTML5, like
Awesome.
trading games, and so on.
Gotcha, gotcha. So I see the yummy factor. What is the most delicious food in this game?
Uh, yeah, it's like some yummy factor. It's like something that describes the yumminess of the food, and but like the more if the food is like healthy, the yummy factor is lower. So we have like some healthier food. They have like low yummy factor.
That is eerily accurate. I love it. So let's head over to some questions from chat real quick. First, uh, Ben Borg would like to know, do you get to name the baby in the game?
Yes, you choose when you start the game. You choose one of 8, and there are different colors, and also boys and girls. And you can change. You have a default name, but you can change. For example, the current name of the baby is Dean, but we can change it to another game. For example, can name Tommy. And
Aw.
now his name is Tommy, and you can definitely change the name of the baby. There are default names, but you can change when you start the game.
Okay. Nope, that is good to know. Andrew does say that this is his daughter's favorite game that she has not made,
Yeah,
but that she enjoys it. So, hopping on to
she's number
some.
one fan of my game, I think, Sage.
What was that? I'm sorry.
She is one of the top fans of the game.
Oh, I love that. That is amazing. That's super cool. Sean Dragon 123 would like to know if there is a win state for this game. Does the baby ever grow up?
Yeah, it like it's two stages. It grows up once. It's not like it grows slowly, but it grows up once after 100 days of playing.
Okay, that's awesome. And
Like
then, oh, go
it
ahead.
will have hair, and it will it will look more older, a little bit older than now.
Okay. Good, good. And then our last question from Andrew. Can you talk about implementing the various revenue mechanics that are in the game and which has proven the best?
Yes, there are on different platforms. It works in a different way. For example, on this version on Mac, I think Apple Mac version doesn't support now, as far as I know, advertising platform. But it the revenue comes from in-app purchase of products. For example, this is a slow game. You can play mini games, but usually it takes time to fill up the rooms, and some people want to advance more rapidly through the game, so they can buy points, and they can buy points for money. But it's not necessary. You can play also without purchasing anything, but it will be slower. If you want like to play faster, you can buy points, and it will be faster progress.
Nope.
Having the game.
That makes perfect sense. Well,
And on other platforms, I also use advertising. So sometimes it's banners, sometimes it's interstitial ads. For example, in mini games, I use interstitial ads, and on the main game, I use banners. On this version, on Mac version, I don't use right now. I don't use advertising. I only use in-app purchase,
okay.
and it works. In-app purchase works best on Apple, on iOS, and on Mac. On iOS, it's like works the best, and then it comes advertising. On Android, it's like advertising works better than in-app than purchasing goods through the game.
That makes sense to me. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for presenting. That is awesome info, as Andrew said in chat. If people want to keep up with the game or get the game or see what you're up to, what is the best way for them to keep up and get in touch with you?
Maybe my email, anatoliel@gmail.com. I can spell it. It's ANATOLYL @gmail.com.
All right. That is perfect. Well, thank you so much. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, or on Discord you can see my Anatoliel, my nick. Or my Gmail is the same as my nickname on Discord, and at gmail.com.
Okay, that sounds good. All right. Well, thank you so much for presenting. This was amazing. And yeah, feel free to hang out and chat. There might be some more questions for you. And we are going to continue on with our Silver Excellence in Game Dev Awards showcase. All right. Cool beans. We are moving right along, folks. For those that joined us a little late or are just tuning in, this is I have an echo. Oh no. Echo be gone. We don't like that. All right, so we are just going over the Siege Silver Excellence in Game Dev Awards Indie Showcase is what we are up to, and we are showcasing some amazing indie games that have entered to win $1,500 in prizing as a part of SiegeCon happening on November 13th through 15th digitally. So we are halfway through our programming. The cool thing is that this is not the only one of these. We will be having another showcase because we have some additional amazing indie devs that are out there that have entered. So keep an eye on GGDA social media channels to stay up to date on when the next one of those are happening. So next up, we are heading into VR land with Corrupted Media Vertical Shift. So I'm going to head over there and see what they are up to. In the meantime, I would absolutely love to know what games everybody is playing. I'm always on the lookout for a good new game. I really don't play AAA stuff, so, I mean, that's fine. But if it's indie, I'll probably love it a little bit more. So let me know what you guys are up to, especially because a lot of us has been homebound for God knows when. So drop it in chat so I have some recommendations for the weekend while I get Corrupted Media up and running. I should start making my own theme music or something because I don't want to hop back and forth between all the streams. I could make my own theme music, but I don't know if you guys would enjoy it that much.
Hello.
All right.
Hello.
Okay, here we go.
All right. Can you see my screen?
I see it on my Discord.
All righty. So we are about to get started with Corrupted Media's VR game Vertical Shift.
Well, I don't hear him talking.
She's muted right now. We might be getting the introduction.
All right, fellas, take it away.
Okay. Well, hi, everyone. My name is Sean, and I'm here with Ben. We are Corrupted Media to present Vertical Shift. So this is a game that started out as a senior project at the Kennesaw State University. The idea of this game is that it is a competitive multiplayer virtual reality game where you have grapple hook guns and hand propulsor jetpacks that allow you to move around a urban environment in a way that you can never do in real life. So just to kind of show you how that works, the jetpacks emit from your palm, kind of like Iron Man. And so if I have my palms down, I will go up. And if I move my palms back, I will move forward. And then I can also grapple on to just about anything in the city to swing off of it. And so once you learn how to combine these two locomotion mechanics, which we have a tutorial that is perfect for helping you out with that. We have several competitive sports which we play that we can use to compete with other people to basically see who's best at swinging and flying around. So one of those game modes is Hot Seat, where we have a map for each game mode that's kind of designed to show off its strengths. But basically, Hot Seat is one of our matches that's designed for a small amount of players. So just like a small party of like 3 to 5. And the way that it works is one person starts as it, and they will appear as a golden player. Everyone who is not it is wanting to catch and tag that player with their Ray Blast, which is this right here. Once you tag the player, then you become it, and you have the hot seat, and then you want to be the one who runs away from everyone and tries not to get tagged. The way that you win this game mode is by basically holding the hot seat for the most seconds. The game mode lasts, I think, 1.5 minutes, and so they're very quick rounds. So I wanted to start one, just so y'all can see how it works. So with luck, somehow, apparently I am it, and everyone is going to chase after me. So excuse me while I get a little bit, all right, well, I'm a little distracted because I'm trying to talk, but, so then you want to go after the gold player, And so the main strategy of this game is typically trying to cut the person off because of the fact that they're using jetpacks and swinging. While their paths are fast, they can be predictable, as depending on how good the other person is. One of the nice things about this game is because there's not really any limitation to how you choose to combine your two abilities. Everyone plays it very different, and it's hard to really be like the best person at the game because everyone kind of finds their own things that they're really, really good at. And it's kind of hard to have one strategy that wins all because it's going to basically, someone's going to have another way that they play that's going to just totally ruin your strategy. So now I tag the golden person and I'm it again and I am running. And you can also see the score on the left is my score and then the score on the right is the other person that's winning. So I just took the lead, which is why now my score is on both. And someone just got me. Awesome, and that's a quick match. So we also have leaderboards to help kind of with the competitive multiplayer aspect of the game. So we have our post-game stats where I can see I got tagged once and I was tagged twice. And then these are my total stats, basically showing my progress in the game in total. And then over here is a leaderboard where it actually shows all of our stats ranked up with everyone else. So naturally, because Ben and I are the developers, we kind of sit at 1, not really because we're better, though Ben might disagree, but because we just kind of play the game a lot, and so it aggregates. And then we have like total tags, which shows who gets the most tags, total win games, total lost games. Unfortunately, I am at the top of that leaderboard. Not exactly the most bragging rights kind of thing. And yeah, so we have several other game modes. One of them, we're not really going to play it just for the sake of time, but I wanted to at least show the map, is Freeze Tag, which is kind of our primary game. This one's the one that's kind of built for esports leagues and tournaments and things like that. This is a team-based game, which we recommend to play with 6 to 10 players, where basically there's a red team and a blue team, and each team is trying to tag the other team and freeze them in place. And then you want to tag the entire team in order to score a point. You can also, if you see that one of your teammates is frozen, you can go up to them and unfreeze them, which will help kind of keep the round going longer. And then, of course, this match is 10 minutes long, and then at the end of the 10 minutes, whoever has the highest score wins that match. We also have a few other game modes that are available now with less, and some that are coming soon. So some of the other ones are racing, for example, where we have obstacles that you have to try to dodge while you're trying to beat everyone else to the finish line. This weekend, actually, we will be debuting our Infection game mode with the Halloween theme, which is, if you're not familiar with the concept, it's basically one person will start as the infected, and then they're trying to catch everyone and tag them to make them infected, and once everyone's infected, they'll help you catch everyone else who's not infected. It's a really fun game mode. That one's less competitive and just kind of more party mode. We also have plans for game modes like Capture the Flag, and a lot of additional sports like that.
Wow, that infected zombie game mode sounds amazing.
Yeah,
sounds like it
It's quite fun.
It's going to be one of my favorite game modes. It's been a lot of fun.
sounds like it can get really, really crazy. I love all of the different variations on like familiar games that you know a lot of people grew up with, like tag, freeze tag, like even the infected mode. It's like how many times you're like, oh no, you can't touch this part of the floor, otherwise you like blow up or something. Like that's so much fun. I love that.
Similar to something we were just talking about planning for another game.
That is awesome. This is a really cool, like for me, it's like Spider-Man meets Tron meets like one epic game of tag vibes, and I am digging the neon color scheme. I'm a sucker for that. That's awesome. Neon. Awesome. Well, we're gonna like field some questions and comments from chat. So Andrew said definite esports competitor coming from the world of esports. I have to kind of agree with that statement. I can see a lot of potential in this, a rollicking good time. Ben Borg wants to know. Ooh, that's a great question, Ben. Can you grapple off another player?
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
I want to come out to the main lobby. Ben, I
Yep.
know you're here.
I am coming now. They're probably gonna follow me. I am
Yeah,
here.
so you can see my grapple cursor can hit him, and then if he likes to fly away, there I go.
Oh man,
It's
that's
actually funny because this was thrown in totally just as like a little Easter egg gimmick thing, but with the infection game mode we've been playtesting, it's turned into a really good strategy. Is once you can grapple to someone, you can reel into them, and then you'll be able to tag him a lot easier. He's really far away.
So if you look behind you, there's everyone behind you grapple to you.
That's insane. That'd be a really fun like game clip, like the ultimate grappling conga line. Like just
We've made these death circles where everyone grapples to the player to their left and it just starts flying. And it's the craziest sight to see. It's really fun.
I definitely want to see that. Okay, so going on with other questions, Ben also wants to know, what inspiration do you have from other games? A lot of the UI and world is giving me Echo Arena vibes.
Absolutely. So Echo Arena certainly was one of the first games to make it to like VR esports, and so in many ways we do want to use their model, and because they're doing a really good job. But they actually weren't that much taken into consideration. It was a lot of like we just kind of put this together and we were like, oh yeah, this is good. This is similar to Echo Arena. It means we're on the right track. But we can argue all day about the chicken and egg scenario. A lot of the real inspirations, I will say. When I first got my VR headset, Windlands is one of the games I played, and I always really wanted a game that allowed grapple hooks and swinging, and so I was really excited. But I was very disappointed in the lack of control and options they give you and how to actually swing. One of the examples is like once you grab on something, it immediately pulls you towards it, and unless you go into the menu and like the settings, there's no way around that. So one of the things we did in this game is we made it so if you grab onto something, it doesn't pull you towards it. It works just like a normal rope, but then there's an additional button that you can press. I'm trying to find a good example for you. There's an additional, so I'm just hanging right now, but there's an additional button I can press that will then start to pull me in, which gives me a lot more control about how I actually swing. And so, of course, one of the other inspirations is Spider-Man. And it's a lot of the ideas, we want the control that someone like Spider-Man would have when they're in the heat of the moment, because there's not really a one swing fits all.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. That's great. Okay, so moving right along, Go Steven. I think that's the way you say it. Go. Is there a way that we can play or join in the testing? That's funny because I saw Go Steven on the leaderboard, so I don't know how much testing you've already done.
He's one of our or I think our newer players in the past week.
He's part of the. Fortunately, the Quest 2 just launched, and so we're getting a lot of new users right now. But to answer Steven's question, we have a Discord where alpha testing is currently available. We do hold playtests every week where we are releasing new updates in terms of either bug fixes or content releases. And we have a steadily growing community of people who really like to swing and tag each other, and they join us just about every weekend to let us know how our game's doing. So joining the Discord is definitely the best way to keep up with any updates and to be able to play the game either by yourself, with your own friends, or with us.
Awesome. Okay. So, Dropflux, I think that answers your question. Where can I play the game if it's open for download? Definitely go check out the Discord. Just drop the link is in chat now for those that are curious. And last question from Andrew. Do you handle multiplayer over the internet or is it LAN? If a player acts as a server, does that machine get a slight advantage?
Right. So we are... This is hosted online, so all the players who are on right now, they're playing online. So we are using Photon, which is a cloud hosting service. And so we have one client who is deemed the master that has control over the server, but everyone is kind of victim to the same connection to that cloud server.
Nope, that's perfect. Thank you so much. All right, so you mentioned Discord. Are there any other good ways that people can keep in touch with your game's progress or see what you guys are up to as a studio?
We do have a Twitter. We post on there daily about just content updates and kind of things that are coming forward. So that's another good place we can drop it in chat. It's up here.
And we do also sometimes live stream our playtests on Ben's Twitch if he wants to share that.
Sure, I can do that.
Perfect. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Corrupted Media, Sean and Ben, for showcasing your game tonight. This is super cool. Folks, their links are in chat, so definitely check them out, show them some love. And yeah, thanks so much, guys, for showcasing Vertical Shift. This has been awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem at all. Wow, that's really cool. You know, like, I don't know about like you guys, but for me, it's like like all the cool like games that you see out and people doing and whatnot. I'm just kind of like, why didn't mom and dad make me do something more than play in the dirt and like cardboard boxes and stuff like that? Like, I don't know. This is amazing. VR is amazing. All right. So moving right along, we have our last but not least, certainly not least, we have Henry and Hollis presenting Video Hole Episode 1. So, I'm a big fan of surreal bright colors, and this game definitely has it. So, really looking forward to talking about what's happening there. Give me 1 second while I get him up on the stream. Everybody having fun so far? For those who are just joining us or maybe joining us late, this is in case, you know, the stream title is too much. This is the Silver Excellence in Game Dev Awards Indie Showcase. We're doing a lot of cool things. This is just the first of a couple, you know, so we have a second lineup of great devs that are coming at a future date. So make sure you keep an eye out on the GGDA Twitter for that. Just making sure Henry is ready to go. Oh yeah, no, these are great. Absolutely fantastic. And definitely make sure you go and check out everybody else that has presented thus far. Show them some love. That is hard work making games. All right, Henry, whenever you are ready to share your screen, we are ready for you.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Can you see?
Give me 1 second. Get you going. Gonna transition over to you. And you are live.
Cool. This is our game, Video Hole. It's a sort of episodic narrative adventure game. And this is the main menu screen. Go ahead and make a new game.
So the idea of the game is to do it in episodes. We settled on the idea to do a really narrative heavy game, and it's a lot of dialogue what we're going to be presenting, so just let it speak for itself a little bit. But yeah, basically the whole premise of a game is it's sort of a work simulator. You are in outer space working at an intergalactic video store, sort of similar to a Blockbuster, and you go through your day-to-day existence, and but of course things aren't as they seem, and there's a lot of mysteries and a lot of secret content for you to discover as you progress through your duties at the video store in which you work.
This is the intro sort of dream sequence that you have. It's kind of kickstarts the narrative. And, your character narratively has been having some strange dreams, and they're somehow related to the video store in which you work.
Can we hear her?
I don't know.
I don't want to like cut her off if we start talking or something.
Oh no, you're all good, guys.
The first time we've done this.
Yeah.
No, you're all good. It's a learning experience. I'm in lurker mode. Y'all take it away.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, so now we're hanging out at the house, waking up for work, just going about our normal day. There's some a lot of interactable stuff, a lot of computers that you can read, a lot of
Yep.
little Easter eggs, like
Yep.
got little synthesizers and stuff you can play, just for fun.
So pretty much a lot of the game focuses on going to different places and collecting certain items and certain dialogue trees that allow you to progress through the story or just to progress through the day. You've got these big televisions that will allow you to warp from place to place. And this is the primary location that you're going to be spending most of your time in. And we're going to just take you through like a few little bits and pieces of the story. And right now we're not at the beginning. We just started it at a sort of little tidbit in the middle of the story that you can experience.
That's my bad. I think I opened up the wrong build. But, here's your boss. Very menacing, Mr. Peanut type. Very business oriented.
So as you can see, there's dialogue trees, and that, the primary way you discover new things through the game is just to say different things to different people. A lot of stuff you kind of only get one chance, so you can't really go back and say something different to anyone else. But you would have to go through the game multiple times to really get like every kind of story hit. And other than that, it's just there's a lot of chores and stuff that you can do around the video store that also help you progress the story forward. And it's just a question of discovering everything within the narrative. There's a lot to discover.
This is your work best friend, a giant bird, and all the employees have their own little backstories. Like they're all in bands or doing different little art projects or things. You can kind of talk to them and collect little trinkets from them. Like this character's just recorded, a demo for their band, and you can go grab it and play it on the jukebox over there. My idea is just to have a bunch of these little vignettes and fun interactions. There's also space internet.
Yeah. all sorts of fun video franchises and within universe art forms and musics, and pretty much just a little contained world to get lost in, sort of.
And throughout the day, there will be there'll be customers, bringing back tapes. You go ahead and throw those in the video hole. It's just how they rewind the tapes, I guess. There's more narrative significance to that, but
Yeah, we don't want to give too much of the story away right now, because part of the joy of it will definitely be discovering it as you go. But
this is the snack section. Got some probiobies. Turbo juicers. It's a classic movie store snack.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, definitely no spoilers. Don't give away a good storyline. I hate that. But no, this is really, this design aesthetic is, the visual aesthetic rather, is tripping me out. I love stuff like this. And apparently a lot of people in chat have questions about it too. So let's pop into some of those.
Cool.
This is a good question. Before we get to the design, Andrew would like to know, how many lines of text are in the game?
The last time I had it all out on a Google Doc, it was about 6,000 or 7,000 words. And that was before, so I would say it's probably close to 9,000 at this point.
That's awesome.
So probably I would say, a few hundred lines.
I love it. I am all about a good narrative with branching dialogue options. That is right up my alley. Okay, so Ben Borg would like to know, I would love to explore a world like this. Where did you draw your inspiration from?
I started making this game just kind of solo after I was working on what was I doing? I was working in a health food grocery store, and I just kind of noticed as the day went by, I was standing at the cashier station, and I just could see these long shadows being produced by the window on the floor. I just gradually watched them progress from one side of the room to the other. It was just a real vibe. Kind of made me want to, start out doing, kind of capturing that in an interactive form, but it kind of got out of hand. It, was more of a, I don't know, became more of an actual video game as opposed to a little interactive experience. And I think it's better for it. I don't think working by itself is a good video game. So here we are today.
No, that's awesome. I think that's scope creep in a great way. Andrew would like to know, is the art all developed by your team?
Yeah, it's all made in Blender. And then we've got a few shaders that we got from a Unity asset pack called Flat Kit. It's just a nice cell shader. It's a very, flat, as you would imagine, kind of look.
Okay.
And yeah.
No, that's good.
Everything else is just stock Unity stuff like particle systems and whatnot.
Gotcha. So we have a bit of a snarky question, but a good one because everybody knows in the days of Blockbuster, how much are late fees for the video? Are there consequences for not turning them in on time?
Well, of course, because we see that the boss himself, as you gathered from his one dialogue, is very, very tight-fisted and very pretty much interested only in his fiscal ends. But you kind of start to see that the video store is not entirely what it seems. Perhaps it's a front for something else, but I think, of course, the boss would charge probably more than the original rental fee for being late, because this is the last video store in the galaxy. After all, it's a novelty. So
Yeah, you're getting a premium experience.
yeah, absolutely.
I love that. Sean Dragon 123 wants to know when the VR port is coming, and I low-key agree with that.
we have talked about it. Now,
As soon as I get a VR headset and learn how to make a game in VR.
All good, all good. So if folks want to keep up with what you guys are up to keep up with Video Hole episode 1, oh, that's a good question. How many episodes are you planning? Or is that just kind of a nod to the video?
74. I'm just kidding.
We're going to see how this one does, and if people like it, maybe we'll make more. The story definitely doesn't end, but, if nobody plays it, why bother making episodes?
Yeah, we have some ideas for other games that we've been really excited about. So, but we do have, I personally have stuff written for the coming episodes. So basically based on, general interest, we'll continue. The original plan was honestly about 5 or 6. And then we decided to just 5 or 6 episodes that were originally our concept of the complete entire game. And so before we put a lot in there and decided to separate it. But yeah, it just depends on how well it's received, what people think.
All right. So if people want to support you in your efforts, what's the best way for them to keep in touch and up to date?
That would be Jofisoft at Twitter, Jofisoft. That is our team. And you can follow us there. And there's links to both our individual Twitters in the bio there. And that would be the best way. Every time we have something new, we post it there immediately. So,
well, excellent. Thank you so much, Henry and Hollis, for sharing Video Hole episode 1. And best of luck to you in the Silver Excellence in Game Dev Awards.
Thank you so much.
All right. That was amazing. Yes. Whoever said after we all survive the election, that's accurate. Anyway, so we saw some amazing games tonight. We saw Pusha Mo by Ben Berg. We saw Baby Adopter by X2 Line. Vertical Shift by Corrupted Media, Sean and Ben. And Video Hole episode 1 was our last game up. By Henry and Hollis. We have seen the first of a couple games that are in the process, have submitted their games for the Silver Excellence in Game Dev Awards Indie Showcase. And we're excited to say that there are more indie devs, some of them hanging out in chat, I see, or lurking on the stream. So we're looking forward to showcasing their games in future live streams for this event. If you are not aware, Siege is happening virtually November 13th through 15th, so definitely head over to siegecon.net to check out their lineup of speakers and some of their workshops. They will be releasing the full schedule over the next couple weeks leading up to it. Check out $4,000 in prizes at Georgia Esports League Pantherland tournament happening soon. So lots and lots of opportunities. And then, of course, there's the Siege Investment Conference that is open for applicants. So if you are looking for some funds to continue your game development cycle, try your hand, pitch your game, and see what you walk away with. Before I close out tonight, Andrew, who's been so gracious hanging out in chat, is there anything else that we would like to announce on stream or go over? If you haven't already, all the links to all these wonderful game devs are in chat, and they will be linked to the VOD of this live stream. So stay tuned, keep in touch, It's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you, viewers, for hanging out, for all of your great questions. This was an awesome experience. And we will see you at the next live stream for the Silver Excellence in Game Dev Awards. So stay safe out there. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you soon. Bye.